Committing changes is the first step in helping Git track the state and the progress of your project. A commit represents a snapshot of your project at a specific point in time. And to commit changes in Android Studio, you have two different ways to do it. Okay, you can go to the Git tab right there and click on the commit option. Okay, and you can also do it from the terminal. But before you commit any changes, you need to add the files that you want Git to track. Okay, and I'm going to add all of the files to have the initial setup properly working. So let's write git add space dot, okay, which will have us track all of the files, okay, so that we can commit them and later push them to GitHub. So as you can see right there, all of the files are now in green. And what we can do now is commit our changes, okay? Let's try this one with the built-in commit for Android Studio. As you can see, you have all of the files that will be committed, okay? And here, you can just check that you have 43 files. So we want to write a commit message, okay? And to write a commit message, we will use initial setup, for example, and click on the commit option, okay? Here you will see that you have the code being analyzed before it is committed. We got 9 warnings and a to-do, which is completely normal. Just click on commit anyway. Okay, so the 43 files are now committed. For best practices, ensure that every commit is significant and contains a small set of changes, not 43 files. Okay, but this is an exception because this was the initial commit of our project. Okay, the first commit will always be a huge commit, but after that you need to keep your changes small. Okay, and this helps in making your project's history somewhat understandable and navigatable. Someone will always review your commits when you work in big companies, and if they see a single commit, for example, changing 50 files, they will yell at you. Okay, you also need to make sure that your commit messages provide a clear and concise summary of the changes, and if necessary, a detailed description of the context behind those changes. Okay, this is very important for your future self and your team members as well, especially when you want to check what happened to the project at a particular point in time. Okay, so when you navigate back in your Git history, you will see meaningful commit messages, which will give you a good context of what changed happened at that time, which is very beneficial. After committing your changes, you might want to share them with other people or back them up on a remote server. And this is where setting up a remote repository comes into play. And for that purpose, we will use GitHub. Okay, so navigate to your GitHub account. If you don't have an account already, you need to create one, which is very straightforward. Okay, I'm in the repositories tab of my account, and I'll need to click on new. Okay, so click on that button. After that, you need to give your repository a name. Okay, I'm going to call it something like Git Playground. Okay, you can add a description that's optional. You can choose to make this repository public or private. Okay, I will keep it public for now, and you can also add a README file to your repository. Okay, you can also add a template for your git ignore file and a license for your project. The license determines what people can do with your project. Okay, whether they can use the code for free or if there are some copyrights to be mentioned. Okay, after that you need to create that repository. Okay, so click on that button. This will create a repository on GitHub, and there you can see that's my project on GitHub. After that, you will need to run this command. Okay, git remote add origin with this repository. Okay, and this will link your Android Studio project to your GitHub repo. Okay, so navigate back to your Android Studio, and inside the terminal, copy and paste that command. Okay, and now Android Studio is linked to your project on GitHub. So far, we've taken a snapshot of our current changes with commit, and we've configured our remote server on GitHub. Now, to share your work with the team or to back it up on a server, you need to upload, or as we say, push your commits on the remote repository. You can also do that in Android Studio with different ways. Okay, you have here the icon for push. You can also find it inside Git Push right there. Okay, you also have another icon for commit right there if you need it. And you can also use the terminal. Okay, in the terminal you can write git push and just click on enter. Okay, after that your changes will be uploaded to the GitHub repository, and you can now see those changes on GitHub. If you navigate back to your web browser, you need to refresh that page, and as you can see, this is your project. Okay, your project is now available on GitHub for others to collaborate with you and to maintain a backup for your project. If you like my type of content and you find it to be relatable, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next video.